And we are online. Let me open chat. There you are. Excellent. Very good. How is everybody? Let me see. I think that's a good frame. A little bit down, actually. There it is. Just take that away. Okay. A little bit to the side here. Yeah. And recording in progress. So today we're going to talk about I was doing well and then came the boss. Yeah? Então vamos esperar uns minutinhos para o pessoal chegar. Já estamos live. Já estamos live. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo colocar o Instagram aqui também. Ah, tá. Aqui e... Tá bom. Story. Live. Okay, and we are live on Instagram as well. Estamos ao vivo tanto no YouTube, quanto no Instagram, quanto no Zoom. Estamos ao vivo em tudo que é rede online para a gente falar desta aula. E vamos começar com uma recapitulação da aula anterior, tá certo? Então, na última aula, nós falamos sobre level design, nós falamos sobre como os jogos nos ensinam as suas regras, tá certo? E só deixa eu arrumar uma coisinha aqui e eu já retorno. Voltamos. Alguns problemas técnicos. Agora já estamos prontos para a aula. Peguem as suas águas, os seus cadernos e vamos começar a aula de hoje. Inclusive, esse caderno aqui eu acho super bacana, porque ele é um caderno capa dura, que eu acho bonito, ele dá um toque a mais. Vou fazer propaganda da Amazon aqui. Ó, Amazon, podia rolar um merchan, né? Aí, mas é bem bacana, cara, não é caro, tem um monte de página e é super bonitinho e resistente. Então, quem quiser, fica aí a dica de um caderno capa dura de alta qualidade. Mas vamos lá, galera. Na aula passada, nós falamos sobre level design, um pouco sobre level design. Falamos sobre como os jogos nos ensinam as suas regras, o conjunto de regras que regem o jogo quando a gente joga ele. E a gente falou que, antigamente, inclusive por questões de limitação tecnológica, às vezes os jogos vinham com manuais gigantes, mas os jogos mais famosos, os jogos mais marcantes, eles vinham sem esses manuais. Por quê? Porque você aprendia as regras conforme você jogava, você aprendia as regras ao longo da sua gameplay. E isso era uma característica, uma feature marcante e que provava que o design do jogo era bom, o level design era bom, né? Então, a gente deu o exemplo, eu dei o exemplo do Mario, né? O que acontece quando o Mario cai no buraco? What happens when Mario falls down a pit? He dies. Né? Ele perde uma vida. Então, a gente falou sobre essas pequenas descobertas que às vezes são óbvias, como no caso do buraco, mas que às vezes não são tanto, como no caso do Mega Man X, e aí eu até recomendei o vídeo do Sequelitis, que é um vídeo antigaço já, então tem alguma linguagem ofensiva, mas é um vídeo que realmente ele explica nesse vídeo como que o level design do Mega Man X é um primor, ele te ensina tudo no estágio de introdução, tudo que você tem que saber sobre o jogo, ele te ensina no estágio de introdução. E é isso que os jogos bons fazem, e eles ensinam através de causa e consequência, tentativa e erro, trial and error, cause and consequence. Puxando esse assunto de cause and consequence, eu comentei sobre o zero conditional, o condicional zero, que é quando a gente fala sobre uma regra que sempre acontece. Então, não é nem uma condição de se isso acontece, mas é uma condição de quando isso acontece. Inclusive, a gente pode substituir a palavra if pela palavra when, quando a gente está usando a zero conditional, porque é uma coisa que sempre está atrelada à outra, é uma causa e uma consequência que sempre estão juntas. E o vídeo do Instagram parou aqui por algum motivo. Acho que a internet está meio loucona. O pessoal tá conseguindo assistir, tá bom, tá tranquilo no YouTube. Beleza. Beleza, então. No Instagram ainda tá travado. Vou continuar a aula aqui. Se o Instagram não voltar, deve ser porque ou a internet dele está ruim, ou a minha Wi-Fi mesmo está ruim. E aí, se a minha Wi-Fi estiver ruim, não tem muito o que fazer. Mas beleza. Beleza. Então no YouTube tá rolando, tranquilo. Então a gente continua por aqui. Alright. E daí a gente falou da Zero Conditional, então os dois lados, né, as duas frases da Zero Conditional estão sempre no Simple Present. If Mario falls down a pit, Mario dies. He dies. Né? As duas sentenças estão no Simple Present, porque uma sempre é uma consequência da outra, e quando uma acontece, a outra sempre acontece também. Tá? Não é nem uma condição, mas é uma causa e consequência direta, mas não é uma regra, é algo que sempre acontece, que nem toda vez que a água chega a 100 graus Celsius, ela ferve. Então, when water reaches 100 Celsius, it boils. E o Instagram parou mesmo. Ele tá reconectando para mim, mas ele não. Eu não sei por que ele tá reconectando. Porque é para estar no Wi-Fi. Está no Wi-Fi. Bom, se a gente não conseguir, a gente dá seguimento mesmo fora do Instagram. Por questões de conexão, por questões técnicas mesmo também. Então, é isso aí. Se ele não voltar, what can you do, right? Não tem muito o que fazer, não. Aí é uma questão que foge do meu controle. Mas, voltando então, Zero Conditional, nós falamos sobre isso aula passada e falamos de jogos que nos ensinavam, aí voltou, de jogos que nos ensinavam através desse sistema, então nós demos os exemplos do próprio Super Mario World, Super Mario Bros., Mega Man e Mega Man X, Dark Souls. Dark Souls é um jogo que faz isso bastante, porque você tem que aprender que se você rushar o boss, não vai dar certo, porque ele vai te dar uma porrada, e uma porrada você já vai morrer. Então, às vezes, duas porradas, você dá uma porrada, aí você vai tomar o Estus, no que você toma o Estus, ele já deu a segunda e você já morreu. Então, você também tem que parar, ver o boss, prever o padrão de movimentos dele e, a partir daí, bolar uma estratégia para lidar com o boss. Então, é bem direto, bem zero conditional mesmo, tá certo? E hoje nós vamos falar justamente sobre a experiência de all was doing well, I was doing well, but then came the boss, né? Então, vamos falar justamente sobre bosses, sobre chefões de novo, e a aula de hoje também foi inspirada em Dark Souls, que é um dos meus jogos favoritos. E vocês, né? O título dela claramente faz menção a Dark Souls, a boss, né? E não é claro que Dark Souls não é o único jogo que tem um boss, mas eu acho que os de Dark Souls são bem marcantes justamente pela sua alta dificuldade. Então, sem mais delongas, vamos seguir ao conteúdo. Deixa eu só achar aqui, share screen. Where is it? PowerPoint aqui. There you go. I was doing well, then came the boss. Today is October 28th, 2021, and I am teacher Stockler. And let's embark on this trip to Englishland, where we learn English having fun. First, I want to welcome all of you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching both on Instagram and YouTube. And for those of you who are about to join on Zoom, also thank you for coming. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's move on. So have you ever been in a role and then something happened? Have you guys ever been in a row and then something happened? Então, a pergunta aqui é, vocês já estavam, né, on a roll e aí aconteceu alguma coisa? Então, e aí, inclusive, eu vou saber também quem está ligado no meu Instagram, porque eu já expliquei no meu Instagram o que é be on a roll. Então, vamos ver quem está ligado no meu conteúdo e quem já viu essa expressão, porque eu já expliquei lá, já expliquei aqui no Insta. Então, se você sabe o que é to be on a roll, essa é a hora de você falar. Quando que, né? Have you ever been in a row and then something happened? Let me know. Me contem aí no chat. E, inclusive, eu tomei aqui a liberdade de fazer um pequeno teste, um pequeno quiz. Então, vamos lá. If you are on a roll, e aí eu vou saber quem é que está ligado no meu roll. Quem é que tá ligado no meu Instagram? If you are on a roll, you are doing good, you are doing bad, or you're physically on top of a cylindrical object. Qual dessas opções é a correta? A, B ou C? Doing good, doing bad, or physically on top of a cylindrical object? O que vocês acham, pessoal? Vou dar um tempinho para vocês responderem, porque eu sei que tem um delayzinho, principalmente no YouTube. Mas vamos esperar vocês aí. O que vocês acham? You're doing good, bad, or physically on top of a cylindrical object? You're doing good. Yes. Gabi, you didn't know? Oh my God. You didn't see my my older posts? Okay. So to be on a roll means you are doing good, and you are doing good for some time. It's a consecutive number of events, and all of them are good, tá? Então, to be on a roll é quando você tá assim num streak, num combo de coisas boas, Você está mandando muito bem, você não está fazendo erro nenhum, você está mandando ver na parada. E aí, às vezes, esse roll é interrompido. Então, essa é a ideia da aula de hoje. Have you ever been on a roll and then something happened? Então, voltando à pergunta, né? Vocês já estiveram nessa sensação, nesse combo de coisas boas e aí alguma coisa aconteceu? Então, let me know your experiences. Let me know your lives a little bit. Me contem sobre alguma situação aí que vocês estavam numa roll e daí alguma coisa aconteceu. De novo, eu vou esperar um pouquinho porque tem um delayzinho no YouTube, mas enquanto isso, eu vou tomando uma água, né? Espero que vocês estejam tomando água também. Hidratação é super importante. Drink water. Ok. Então, o exemplo que eu dei é justamente esse, né? O exemplo do começo do tema da aula. I was on a roll, and then I was doing well, and then the boss came. Então eu estava lá jogando Dark Souls 3, até eu botei uma foto aqui depois para ilustrar. Mas eu estava lá no Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 3. I was playing it and I was on a roll. I cleared the entire area, all of the path to the boss, but then came the boss and I died almost instantly because that's Dark Souls for you. Então eu estava nessa situação. Yeah, you've been in a roll and then pandemic happened. Me too. I was in a roll and then pandemic happened. I had all my ducks in a row and then pandemic happened. Yeah. Aí outra expressão, to have your ducks on a row, né? To have your ducks in a row, inclusive é uma expressão que eu aprendi assistindo o filme A Lot Like Love, com Ashton Kutcher e Amanda Peet, que é quando você organiza a sua vida. Você está com a sua vida organizada, está com a sua vida encaminhada. Então, you have your ducks on a row. E aí, row, nessa situação, se escreve com W, não com 2 L's, porque row de fila, de fileira. Seus patos estão enfileirados. Em tradução literal. Faz sentido? Não, mas not all expressions have literal translations. É por isso que eu não gosto, inclusive, da ideia de tradução direta para aprendizado de língua, porque raramente funciona. Assim, muitas vezes, a maioria das vezes não vai funcionar mesmo, tá? Então, another expression, to have your ducks in a row. Olá, José. Bom dia. Espero que você tenha almoçado já. Se você já almoçou, espero que tenha tido um bom almoço. Se for almoçar, espero que você tenha um bom almoço e seja bem-vindo. Estamos falando aqui sobre I was doing well and then came a boss. Então, eu estou falando sobre quando você está num combo de coisas boas e alguma coisa ruim interrompe esse combo, tá certo? Essa live também está acontecendo no YouTube, então se você quiser acessar lá, o link está na minha bio. So here we already talked about being on a roll. E aqui, what was the last time you were on a roll and what happened? Né? A Gabi acabou de dividir com a gente aqui que she was on a roll and then pandemic happened. Good afternoon. Have a great afternoon, José. I'm glad that you're here. Welcome. So I already said that when I was on a roll, it was on Dark Souls. Yeah, but there have been many other times where I was on a roll and something happened. For example, on Mortal Kombat, I was playing online. I beat 3 or 4 enemies, 3 or 4 competitors, and then the 5th one kicked my ass. Yeah, and handed it to me on a silver platter. So that happened. Okay. So I want you to think about the last time you were on a row, okay? And write what happened. We're coming back to it later. Yeah? Like I said, I was totally on a roll on Dark Souls 3 the other day. Cleared the entire area, but then I got to the boss. And, oh no. And then I got to the boss, and the boss destroyed me. The boss absolutely wrecked me. Yeah? And wrecked is also an internet slang if you spell it R-E-K-T. Okay, it's to be completely broken. Hello, Rafa, welcome. I'm having a live class here about, I was doing well, but then came the boss. It's about interruptions. I'm going to talk about both simple past and past continuous in just a minute. I'm also doing it on YouTube, by the way. Okay, so let's analyze the title of the class, okay? Vamos analisar aqui o título da aula. I was doing well, okay? It's a continuous action in the past. It's an action in the past in progress. So it didn't happen and ended. It didn't happen at one point and stopped happening. It happened for some time in the past, tá? Então, I was doing well. É uma ação em progresso no passado. Ela não aconteceu em um momento e parou. Ela aconteceu e, por um tempo, ela continuou acontecendo no passado. So, it's continuous, it's past continuous. Okay, I was doing well. Then came the boss. Então, then came the boss is an interruption of my previous action. I was doing well, I was doing okay, then came the boss. The arrival of the boss or the boss coming interrupted the idea of me doing well. Yes? And this is the topic of today's lesson. When do we use the past simple and the past continuous together? Yeah, so the past continuous we use to talk about very specific time in the past, a very specific moment in time in the past, or an event in progress also in the past. For example, yesterday at 5 p.m. I was working. So I'm being very specific. I'm talking about 5 p.m. yesterday. Yeah, it's a very specific moment in the past. It's not only yesterday. I can also say, yesterday I worked. But I'm not being specific as in to the hour of the event. I'm just saying, yesterday I worked. Okay? And an event in progress. So yesterday at 5 p.m. I was working. During that hour or during some time, I was working. I didn't stop working until 10. So it was an action in progress in the past. And the simple past interrupts actions that are happening for some time in the past. That is the function of the simple past when we mix it with the past continuous. Or if we use it alone, I can talk about a less specific event in the past or an event that happened and ended on a more general time in the past, but still not completely general. You still have a date, for example. You just don't have the hour. So for example, yesterday I worked. Yesterday I worked. Okay? Questions so far? Dúvidas até agora? Tudo tranquilo? Bruna, bem-vinda, welcome. Até agora tudo tranquilo? Alguma dúvida? Alguma expressão que ficou para trás? Tudo tranquilo? Vou esperar uns minutinhos também, vou tomar uma água para dar esse tempo para vocês responderem, porque até chegar aí eu sei que o YouTube tem uns, acho que 30, acho que é um pouco menos de 30, na verdade, segundos de atraso. Então, sem mais dúvidas, se a qualquer momento vocês tiverem dúvidas, galera, pode deixar no chat que eu estou respondendo, beleza? Então, o Simple Past a gente usa em momentos específicos, mas não tanto, e o Past Continuous a gente usa, e o Simple Past para interromper ações, e o Past Continuous, ações em progresso no passado, que são interrompidas pelo Simple Past. Bruna is entering our class. Let's talk to her. Just a minute. Hello, Bruna. Can you hear us? You can write in chat if you can see me. Okay. So let's move on. Did you understand this, Bruna? Do you want me to review it? Yeah? So I was doing well is an action in progress in the past. Okay, it's a continuous action in the past. All right. And then came the boss. So this interrupted the action of me doing well. Okay, so we use the past simple to interrupt the past continuous. All right, Bruna? Okay. And then we have this example here. Let me write down. I was doing well. Continuous. And here, simple. Then came the boss. They're both in the past. Here it's continuous. Here it's simple. So here it's an activity in progress. Here it is an interruption. Yes, the boss interrupted me doing well. I'm not going to get into details about the past itself, about the rules of was doing well, came the boss, or the boss came, because that is a lot of detail, and if we do that, we're gonna end up taking the rest of lunch hour. We're gonna take the next 30 minutes to explain all the details behind both past continuous and past simple. So if you want more about that, I can help you, let me know. Ok? Se vocês tiverem qualquer, mas se vocês tiverem qualquer dúvida, vocês podem perguntar aqui, eu vou responder. If you have any questions, feel free to ask away. And what were you doing when you were last interrupted? Now, again, I want to ask you for examples. I want to ask about your lives. The last time you were interrupted by something, by an event, by anything else that happened, what were you doing? Let me know. I think Bruna is now working, so she might not be able to answer straight away. But chat is also free to tell me what you were doing when you were last interrupted. Yeah, last time you were interrupted. An example can be, I was watching Netflix, but my connection was lost. Yeah. So I was watching Netflix, but my connection was lost, or but I lost my connection. Netflix with big N. I was watching Netflix, but I lost my connection. So I was watching Netflix for some time. It was an action in progress in the past, but my connection being lost interrupted that event, and I no longer was able to watch Netflix. Don't you hate when that happened? Don't you hate when you're watching them? It's the middle of the episode, and then internet decides to act up on you, and then you're like, oh, and then you see the little like thing rolling, the little circle rolling. You're like, oh, why, right? I was teaching when my son arrived. Very good, Erica. Exactly. So the son arriving in this sentence, let me write it here. I was teaching when my son arrived. So again, I was teaching is the ongoing action, the action happening in the past, and the arrival of your son interrupts that event for any reason, for the reason that, well, children are a bit loud. Very good, thank you. I was working, then my daughter called me. Exactly. I was working, then my daughter called me again. Children tend to do that. But I like children, by the way. I was playing a game, but the game crashed. Then I had to do all over. Yes, that happened. It's terrible when that happens too. God, especially a game that had a lot of crashes was Cyberpunk, right? And then you're playing Cyberpunk. It's a really story-based game. It's story-heavy, so it depends on the narrative. And then you're invested. You're playing it for hours, and then the game crashes, and you lose all your progress. Ah, that's terrible. I feel for you, Gabriel. I feel for you. I was in the class and in my work at the same time. Okay, you were working, because here they're not interrupting. You're doing both at the same time. Yeah? Quando a gente faz as duas atividades ao mesmo tempo e não há uma interrupção, a gente pode usar o continuous para as duas. I was working and watching the class at the same time. Tá? Então aqui a gente pode colocar as duas no past continuous. Agora, se uma interromper a outra, aí a gente coloca a que interrompe no past continuous. Então, I was in class, then I had to work. Sorry, I was watching class, but then I had to work. Então, I was working, but I stopped to watch the class. Então, aí nesse caso, um dos eventos interrompeu o outro. All right, one more student showing up. He's connecting. Let's see. Hello, Diego. How are you?
Hey, Guilherme. Sorry I'm late.
It's all right.
I had another appointment.
It's okay. I understand. So we're talking about interruptions. Yes, when you are doing something and then another thing interrupts you. So for example, I completely cleared a whole area on Dark Souls 3. I was doing really well. Then the boss came, you know, and the boss destroyed me. So he totally interrupted me doing well, right? I was very sad. What were you doing when you were last interrupted, Diego? Were you interrupted recently?
Yes, I was teaching, and then someone called me.
There you go. You were teaching and then someone called you. Usually those telemarketing people, right?
Yeah, it's the credit card.
Oh,
They want to
yeah,
offer me a credit card, and I'm like, no, I don't even have money. Why would I want credit?
right. I don't even have money to pay your credit card. Why are you giving it to me? It makes no sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, but okay. So that gives the idea of an interruption. Very good. And then here is the boss that did the interrupting on me doing well. Yeah. Have you guys played Dark Souls 3? Who here played Dark Souls 3? Diego, have you played it?
No, I
No?
tried the first one, but I couldn't get very far.
Okay.
So I was very frustrated, and I didn't try anymore.
Yeah, Dark Souls has that effect on people. Brian, did you play it? Brian was talking about, I think Brian spoke about Dark Souls the other day. Gabriel, sorry. Gabriel, did you play it? So this boss right here is from Dark Souls 3, and his name is Nameless King. So he has no name. He's a king with no name. He's Nameless King. But he is, oh, he's hell. He is absolute hell. You played all the 3 games. Nice. Which one's your favorite, Gabriel? I love 1 and I love all of them. I love 1, 2, and 3, but I think it's a hard choice. I don't know which one's my favorite. I'm divided between 1 and 3. 1 has a much better level design, world design, but in the end, you can see that it was a bit rushed, and end game areas are a little bit unfinished, incomplete. But Dark Souls 3 is less connected, but the stages are a bit better built, so they had more time. Yeah, this guy is absolutely terrible. That's why that's why this is the boss that interrupted my whole session of gameplay. I think I got to him like 5 or 6 times, and he killed me all of those times. And then I completely stopped playing because I rage quit. You know, Dark Souls also has that effect on people. You're playing and you're like, I'm gonna stop playing, because if you don't, you throw your controller against the wall, and that's not good because the controller is super expensive.
Or if you're playing on a computer, bash your keyboard,
Yeah.
throw your mouse on the wall.
Yeah. So hardware tends to get the worst whenever someone plays Dark Souls, right?
Yeah, that's how I tell people the difference between hardware and software. Hardware is the part you kick, and software is the part you yell at.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good definition for software and hardware. Very good, guys. So this is the culprit of my interruption. This is the one who did the interrupting. Okay, and then I went to play, I think I started playing Horizon Chase Turbo because I wanted something, you know, to calm me down, and the little Horizon Chase Turbo songs are really nice. They're from the same author as Top Gear. So it's a great soundtrack overall, and it makes me a bit calmer. All right. Guys, any questions about the past simple, about the past continuous, when to use them, the words or any expressions that we saw today? We saw to be on a row, we saw to have your ducks in a row. So different expressions. Any questions? No. Again, I'm going to give you some time, guys from YouTube, because I know there is a delay. So yeah, just a recap of today's class. The past continuous is an action in progress in the past, or a very specific moment in time in the past. Yeah. So last night I was watching a movie. Yeah, so this is last night. But yesterday I worked. This is less specific, but I'm still talking about, I still know when this happened, yesterday. Yeah. And we can also use the simple past to interrupt the action that is in progress. So yesterday I was watching a movie, but the lights went down, the power went down. Yeah. So that is the idea. When we mix the past simple and the past continuous in the same sentence, it is usually to convey this idea, the idea of an interruption. And what matters right now is that you don't interrupt your studies. If you stop studying, you forget everything. Yeah, and this happens not only for English, but for every language and for most study subjects in general. Yeah, if you're studying for anything, you can't stop studying. Studying is a lifelong activity. The moment you stop studying, the moment you stop improving yourself, you forget things. Yeah. So don't stop studying, even if it's just a little bit every day. We need that little bit every day. All right. So no questions? Everything clear? Okay. So guys, don't forget that this is a weekly class. Yes, this is a weekly event. It happens every Thursday at noon. So you are all invited to take part in this free lesson, and you're always invited to come to YouTube, to come to the chat and ask your questions. I will help you. I will answer all of them. Ok? Então, lembrando que esse é um evento que acontece semanalmente, todas as quintas-feiras, ao meio-dia, e vocês todos estão convidados, claro, para sempre virem aqui. Se vocês quiserem participar do Zoom, participar da conversa ativa em si, vocês estão mais que bem-vindos. E se vocês quiserem assistir pelo YouTube e perguntarem as suas dúvidas, vocês também podem, tá certo? Vocês estão super convidados e eu espero que vocês voltem sempre para a gente poder construir essa jornada do inglês juntos. Alright? Então, eu vou deixar mais uns minutinhos aqui para se vocês tiverem alguma dúvida, mas eu não vou apresentar mais conteúdo nenhum novo agora. A gente pode bater um papo aqui sobre quais são os nossos planos. What are our plans for the weekend? We're gonna have Halloween. Are you guys going to any parties? Valeu, Jari. Are you guys going to any parties on Halloween? I know I'm unfortunately not because of the pandemic.
Yeah, me neither. My question wasn't related to the holiday.
Mhm.
I was gonna ask you on tips for someone who's attempting the CPE, the C2 exam.
Mhm. The CPE, okay. So it's a very specific test. Every time you prepare for a test, there is a specific strategy for that test. Okay, so I don't like tests in general because for like to measure knowledge, I think that's a poor system to measure your knowledge. But when they serve a purpose, like the CPE, the TOEFL, the IELTS, they are somewhat important. So my main tip is know the test and know the strategies to answer the test. Because in TOEFL, for example, you have specific structures to follow.
Yeah,
Even though you have a perfect English, if you don't follow the structure they want you to, you're not going to get a good score.
yeah, I've done TOEFL before. In 2009, I did TOEFL, but because I only read and wrote and listened, I did really bad on the speaking. I got 92 out of 120.
Yeah, okay.
My speaking grade was 12 out of 30.
Yeah. Yeah, what happens with speaking again is that they have a very specific structure and you have to be prepared for the speaking on TOEFL because you have a limited time, very limited time. Yeah, you have 15 seconds to prepare your answer and 40 seconds or 1 minute to give your answer. So you have to, and the secret is to take notes that will allow you to prepare all of that in the 15 seconds on TOEFL, of course. Yeah. So I would say know the test, know CPE, and prepare for the questions of CPE. If you can find simulations or role models of previous exams, that always helps.
I see.
Yeah, and if you want to increase your level to C2, I don't know what is your level already, but if you want to increase it to C2, then my main tip is practice every day. Practice English every day, learn a little bit every day, a word here, a word there. Try to use unconventional structures, because then you practice like reported speeches like that, or indirect questions are like that, and you practice this little like harder details that we don't stop to think about.
I'm already a C2, but I don't have a certificate to prove it. I wanna move to Japan.
So you need a test.
I want to be an English teacher there. So the easiest way is to get the CPE.
Yeah. So those are my recommendations.
My way of practicing it, how to get the correct pronunciation. I used to listen to Dota 2 Heroes, and then there's a website where they have all the responses from the heroes. And I like voice acting.
Yeah,
I wanted to be
too.
a voice actor once upon a time. So
I am a voice actor.
You are a voice actor.
I am a voice actor.
You should give me your contact, sir.
I will.
I challenge you to a voice-off.
Challenge accepted.
Awesome. There may be many Earths, but there is only one Earth Shaker.
Doom has come to this world. Be prepared to face me, mortal.
I am a beacon of knowledge blazing out across a black sea of ignorance.
That's from a character, I assume?
Yeah. My favorite is Anti-Mage. Beset on all sides, still I prevail.
Okay, I actually don't. I haven't played Dota 2. I think I played it once. I don't like MOBAs that much.
I don't like them anymore, but
Fair enough.
that's how I learned most of my English,
Mm-hmm.
from the original Warcraft 3.
Yeah, in
Work,
Warcraft
work,
3.
work complete. Work, job's done. Off I go then.
Uh-huh. I remember all of that. I played a lot of. I still have. I can't get up right now, but I still have the DVD for both Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne, and Diablo 2, and Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction.
Classics.
The original. Yeah.
They're really good, man.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays, I took on a new game recently,
Mm-hmm.
Magic the Gathering Arena.
Ah, I know it. Yeah.
It's excellent to learn vocabulary. It's
Yes.
awesome.
Dungeons and Dragons or Wizards of the Coast world building is excellent to learn vocabulary.
Yeah.
They really are excellent, right? And even the other day I was playing Graveyard Keeper. Yeah. Graveyard Keeper is like the macabre version of Stardew Valley.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but instead of running a farm, you run a cemetery, a graveyard.
That's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah. And then on Graveyard Keeper, I learned several new words, including one that I didn't even know in Portuguese.
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
It's quite annoying when I'm talking to people and I'm like, how do I say that in Portuguese? And they think that I'm trying to show off, but I really don't know how to say that in
there's
Portuguese.
no translation to that. Like, damn it, I actually don't know.
And I try to, what was the last expression that I tried to translate? It happened last night. I was talking face value.
Mm.
If you take it on face value, se você levar em, how do I say that? Valor de cara.
Valor de rosto. É bem isso. There is no, yeah, like I said, that's why I don't like translating, especially for learning, because many expressions don't have a translation, like the ducks on a row, you know? Having your ducks in a row means to have your life organized. You can't translate that.
One
Os
that
patos estão enfileirados. That means nothing.
Between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. Exactly.
Then you have, when they want to know what's the equivalent, it's something. Between a hard rock and a hard place would be, I don't know, o fio da espada. In a really tight situation.
Yeah, you're in a tough spot.
Another fun thing is translating Portuguese and Brazilian expressions to English.
Yes,
on the foot of the letter.
I know, I love doing that. What I really like to do, and I still like to, is literally translating songs to English.
To English?
Yeah, like in Brazilian songs to English, or the other or vice versa. Around. Yeah. For example, I made a rendition of Mila by Netinho, you know. Then Mila, 1,001 nights of loving with you.
Nice.
So there you go, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to talk to me on Instagram, here on YouTube, on Telegram. Do I have any other social? LinkedIn, anywhere you want to find me, I'm everywhere. So send me your questions and I will answer them. Okay, guys? Have a great Halloween, thank you for coming. And again, I hope you're all back here next week. And I'll be seeing you next week.
I bid you farewell, kind sir.
Farewell.